Dearest friend, I am confused. You tell me that I should seek my own path, that I should be confident enough to pursue what I want. You tell me that life is about fulfillment, about chasing what brings meaning to my days and enjoying the time I have while I can. You tell me that everything will work out in the end. And it is here that I have my doubts.
I understand what you are saying. Truly, I do. But what I think you fail to understand is just how unpredictable this world can be. How much risk is involved in every decision we make. How quickly life can turn sour. How easily a dream can collapse into disappointment. How a person can find themselves carrying nothing but pain, frustration, and regret. I know what you would say. You would tell me that this is fear speaking. And perhaps you would be right. But fear does not automatically make someone wrong. Fear can be a perfectly normal response to uncertainty. It can be the recognition that life is far more fragile than we would like to admit.
You tell me that I should choose a path of my own, that I should not walk a road simply because other people expect me to. But that raises a question I cannot ignore. What if other people understand life better than I do? What if I do not understand the world nearly as well as I think I do? What if I do not understand myself as well as I imagine? What if the confidence required to choose my own path is built upon assumptions that are not entirely true? After all, a mirror allows you to see your face, but people often reflect your character. They see parts of you that you cannot easily see yourself. They notice your strengths, your weaknesses, your habits, and your tendencies.
Perhaps the greatest assumption we make is believing that we know ourselves better than everyone around us. What if we are wrong? What if we cannot see our own talents and flaws clearly? What if it takes the people around us to recognize what we are capable of? What if we are all too close to ourselves to judge ourselves accurately? How many gifts go unused because someone misjudges their own abilities? How much potential is wasted because a person insists on seeing themselves differently from how they truly are?
There is also a difference between what you can do and what you want to do. Wanting something does not guarantee that you are suited for it. Desire alone does not create ability. Pursuing something simply because you want it does not guarantee success. Sometimes what we want is nothing more than a fantasy. Sometimes it is attractive precisely because it remains out of reach. Sometimes the life we dream about exists only because we have never had the chance to live it. We imagine the rewards while remaining blind to the costs.
Perhaps that is why the people around us often guide us towards certain paths. Maybe they are not trying to control us. Maybe they are trying to protect us. Maybe they see our strengths more clearly than we do. Maybe they love us enough to point us toward the opportunities they believe will bring us the greatest chance of success. Maybe they want to spare us from unnecessary suffering, disappointment, and frustration. Perhaps when they encourage us toward a particular direction, they are not rejecting who we are. Perhaps they are responding to who they believe we are. And perhaps society itself is not always wrong. I know that is an unpopular thing to say.
We often speak about society as though it exists only to restrict us. We talk about traditions, expectations, and cultural norms as obstacles to freedom. We celebrate rebellion. We praise the courage required to reject what came before and forge a completely independent path.
What if there is another way of looking at it? What if many of those expectations exist for a reason? What if generations of people learned lessons through trial and error long before we arrived? What if the customs, values, and advice passed down to us were not created to imprison us, but to help us avoid mistakes that countless others have already made?
Certainly, society's imperfect. It has flaws, it gets things wrong. But what if it also gets some things right? What if the people who came before us understood something that we are too quick to dismiss? What if many of the paths society encourages us to walk exist because they have brought stability, meaning, and fulfillment to countless people before us? Perhaps there is wisdom hidden inside traditions that we are too eager to abandon. Perhaps there is value in listening before we reject. After all, most of us do not want to live a life filled with regret. Yet regret itself may be unavoidable.
Life follows a single path. Every choice closes countless doors while opening only one. No matter what decision you make, there will always be experiences you never have, opportunities you never pursue, and lives you never get to live. Because of that, I suspect that regret is not a sign that you chose incorrectly. It is simply the price of choosing at all. Many people regret the paths they never took. They imagine alternate lives and wonder what might have happened if they had made a different decision. But the truth is that they will never know.
The imagined future is always incomplete. It assumes that everything would have worked out. It assumes success. It assumes happiness. It assumes fulfillment. Life rarely offers such guarantees. A different choice could have led to greater success. It also could have led to failure. It could have led to wasted years, broken relationships, disappointment, or devastation. The reality is that we cannot know. The only life we can truly judge is the one we actually lived. Perhaps that is why regret deserves less power than we give it. There is little value in mourning a future that never existed. There is little value in obsessing over roads whose destinations remain unknowable.
The life you did not live will always appear better because it never had the chance to disappoint you. And so perhaps there is no need for regret. Perhaps there is only a need for acceptance. Acceptance that life requires choices. Acceptance that every choice excludes another. Acceptance that uncertainty can never be eliminated. Acceptance that neither we nor society possess perfect wisdom. And acceptance that sometimes the people around us may understand more than we are willing to admit. Maybe the only life worth judging is the life we have actually lived. And maybe the greatest peace comes not from wondering what could have been, but from learning to appreciate what is. Yours sincerely, a friend.